Everybody, welcome to this week's episode where we look into, is the Canon R50 better than my previous favourite camera, the M50? Do not go anywhere because we've got absolute value. There'll be links to these cameras in the description below, and if you'd like to support what we do, don't forget to buy us a coffee or just like and subscribe this video. So without further ado, let's check out the R50 that you should be able to see on your screen now. Now I just want to say, is it better? What I love about this camera, just like the M50, it does have interchangeable lenses, has a mic jack, which is great for extending its value by attaching an external microphone, either shotgun or clip-on mic, which is great, especially when recording outside, which is a fantastic thing as a creator or hobbyist alike. Now this particular camera does start with a kit lens, which is 15 to 45mm, which is really nice. And what's cool about this, we've discovered, it not only has a better sensor than the M50, it also records in faster frames per second in 4K. And something else which is really cool, it does have a non-croppable image, which basically means you'll have more image when you record your video, which technically makes it a better buy. But what else does this camera do have? It does have a sensor, like I said, it has a mic jack. It also, you can use this for live streaming, which is very handy as a content creator, as you'll be able to see here. There is the mic jack, as you can see on the right there. Which is really handy. A slight criticism, this has been brutally honest, I would have preferred the mic jack on the right, but I suppose you can't do everything, only because I've found with the M50, and this will be the same, you have make sure when you're recording yourself to flip the screen out. Let's see if we can find a picture of the flip screen outwards. But if you can imagine the flip screen, just if you look at the flip screen, as it turns around, you basically have to turn it around, flip it towards you before you open the cap of the mic. It's not a big issue, it's just a small thing I find. Very occasionally I almost turn the screen a bit early or a bit late when I'm putting the mic cap back on. I'm always worried about breaking it. It's just a minor thing. Some of you might not be bothered. But what's really nice about this, it still has a viewfinder, which is great for taking out really nice photo or particular video that you might want to take. I personally use the screen on the camera just because it's just easier, which is really, really cool. And what I like about this actually, in the bag you'll get the kit lens, you'll get a strap, you'll get a battery, the flash will flip up on the top, which is really cool, and you'll get a charger with it as well. I do recommend a bag just to look after the camera. I also recommend a spare battery is something really cool. So ultimately, is this better than the M50? I'm going to be brutally honest and say it probably is. It probably is. I'm just trying to get that image for you there. There you go. So on the other side, you can attach a USB to it. So you can, I sometimes in the past have used a USB cable to transfer video and photos. I personally just take out the SD card and put it in my card reader. What SD card will I recommend? I recommend an Extreme to 64, 128, basically as big as you want. I personally still use 32 or 64 gigabyte SD cards, Extreme SD cards, only because I just don't personally see the necessary need at the moment in time for getting the biggest card I can buy, and it is cheaper doing that as well. It's a good way to save money. Also, being brutally honest, if you love Canon cameras like I do, something I'd recommend if you want to save yourself a couple hundred, you can actually get the R100, but it doesn't have a flip screen, but you can actually attach it using the Canon app to your phone and use your phone as a screen. It does sound awfully complex, but those of you out there might want to play around with that. So what does this camera actually have with you? So you can take fantastic photos. It is a 24 megapixel camera, which 24.2 megapixel camera there, sorry, and it does have a really nice photo sensor of the APS-C, which is a really nice sensor for taking out really nice photo and video, something to bear in mind. And obviously when you're using it for photos, you can take as big or smaller photos as you will, play around with the, if you want raw photos or MPEG or whatever file type you prefer when it comes to editing, depending on what you do with your photos. You can make as big or small as you like. And video, obviously you can record in HD. I still like to record in HD just because it takes up less room on my SD card, but you might prefer 4K because that future proofs your videos or just looks better. And the sensor is really, really nice. If you look on top of the camera, let's find that picture for you. It does have a really nice easy record button, which is slightly moved from the M50, a nice ISO button, which is really nice actually, a nice little feature, and nice, I like the fact it's easy to turn on and off. You can play with the settings of the camera, and I like the fact you can just put an audio for photos or flip it to video to take that really nice video. If you're getting value so far from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and why not buy us a coffee. And if you really want to support the channel, just watch our adverts, because we do get paid per advert, per view. But anyway, so this camera is awesome. The Canon R50. Do not go anywhere. If you've already used this camera, put in the comments below what you think of this camera today, or if you're thinking of buying something like this or similar, feel free to ask your questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them, as I always try to do. What else? Obviously, as it is a mirrorless camera, which means it has no mirrors, and I love these sort of cameras because you can interchangeable lenses, so especially when you're taking photos, depending on what you want it for. But I do find the kit lens is nice. It's a 18 to 45mm, which is really cool, and because it doesn't have that crop, that's a really nice place to start. But obviously you can change it to like a 12 or 16mm lens if you want to do, or pancake lens as some people call it. But this really is perfect for taking out really nice photo, really nice video. What are you waiting for? Go and buy this camera now. It is absolutely awesome. Link to this is in the description below. What are you waiting for? Go and check out this camera. I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly content on the best cameras for hobbyists and YouTubers, and occasionally we do cameras where we go back in time to cameras we've used in the past, because sometimes there's a space for them as well. If all this sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you're getting absolute value today. I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and in a moment I'm going to leave you 2 end cards, and I'm going to bring you absolute value. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. You guys rock. You guys rock.